we OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Merlin. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it start? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for another Ordinal hour, and this one is going to be absolutely amazing because Bitcoin is at 102,000. Yesterday, we were at 98. Today, we're at 102. Congratulations, guys. I think we got through the holiday boringness, the holiday sideways action, and we're officially going to take 2025 to Valhalla, guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's probably going to be the best year of your lives. It's probably going to be the best year to be in crypto. And, guys, you are front running every single retail because retail is not here. They are not here right now, but they are coming. And they're coming in droves. And once we get the Bitcoin to start really moving, right? Because Bitcoin runs first, and then it's the large caps, and then medium caps, small caps, micro caps, right? We haven't even seen the large caps really move yet. I mean, you look at some of these secondary coins like the Ethereums of the world, the ADAs of the world, and so on and so on. A lot of them haven't even hit their all-time high yet. So we are so early still. If you think you're late right now, you have no idea what's going on. We're about to see a move like no other in everything. The crypto total market cap is going to be trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars probably in the next couple months. And you are here to absorb a lot of that. I'm excited to be here, guys. 102, 159 right now. Exciting time to be alive. So let's get the show started. Let me bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, dude? How you feeling today, bro? You gotta feel pumped, man. You gotta feel pumped.
Yeah, Bitcoin's definitely showing some strong energy this morning. There were some factors that you and I talked about pre-show that could be causing this. And look, this is really kind of the start of the year because people were still on vacation. We actually noticed that with teams that we interact with, that maybe one person from the team was available and stuff like that. But I feel like people are back to their desks now. 2025 has started, and so now the speculation kind of starts, right? And so it looks like people are speculating that Bitcoin is going to have a good start to the year, but we'll see if this continues.
Yeah, 100%. I usually watch a stock show every morning just to kind of get an idea of like what they're thinking. And they're basically calling today like the day where a lot of these bigger banks and stuff like that, they start a game plan. They kind of put it together and they say, hey, this is what we're going after and stuff like that. And you're kind of seeing that because I'm sure, I mean, by the price action, I'm sure a lot of them have Bitcoin written in their stuff here. And it's really important for TradFi to kind of, encourage this, right? Because that's the real money. I mean, this TradFi can lose $7 trillion in a day, and it's just a bad day, right? Bitcoin's a $2 trillion asset. Like, we need that money to start flowing in to these ETFs and stuff like that, so we can kind of feel rich and get risky, or a lot of the people holding Bitcoin anyway.
Yeah, and a lot of these people that work with these high accounts and stuff, they make commission. So
Yeah.
they're probably bullish on Bitcoin because they want to give their clients good advice and stuff that they feel like has a good solid shot of making them money as well. So I think Bitcoin could actually see some crazy numbers. We'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, 100%. Well, speaking of crazy people, Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy buys another 1,070 Bitcoin worth $101 million. This is 9 weeks in a row. This is 9 weeks in a row that Michael Saylor has come out on a Monday and said, hey, over the last 7 days, we've been buying Bitcoin. He's pretty much bought Bitcoin every day for the last 9 weeks. A little bit here, a little bit there. Where the hell is he getting this money from? And apparently it's like a 0% loan that he's getting. I don't know. It's pretty wild. Wild stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't he leveraging like some sort of like bonds that MicroStrategy has within their company or something to give him liquidity and it's like this continuous cycle almost because the bonds go up and all that stuff. But I don't know exactly how he's doing it, but he's doing it. He's in that
Yeah.
buying mentality. He's always been like such an aggressive buyer, but now he's taking it to another level.
Well, he said when Bitcoin's $1 million, I will still buy $1 billion of it. When Bitcoin is $2 million, I will still buy $1 billion of it. Like, it's pretty nuts. So,
Yep.
this is something I saw, got concerning over the weekend, but it's no longer concerning to me right now. But we've seen Bitcoin needs trading volume boost to rally above 105K in January. So we've seen the trading volume just really take a hit here. We had a lot in November and October, November, and look at what happened in December, dude. We fell off a cliff in volume, and now we're kind of seeing some bullish resurgence here a little bit, but it hasn't been really good.
Yeah, that was probably after what it got to 108 and then it really started to pull back a lot. I don't know, maybe people just prepping for the holidays and that kind of thing, but it seems like they're getting aggressive, now at the end of this first
Yeah.
week. And so yeah, I think this jumps up, but this is the on-chain volume, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, I
This is
saw
this is bull
total
market
volume.
structure. Yeah, this is total volume. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, someone was reporting the on-chain volume was down too. So yeah,
Yeah.
which makes sense, right? Because they go hand in hand. Because you got to get it, eventually buy it, unless it's just straight paper trading. And so, but anyways, yeah, I probably expect to see more of
Yeah.
this if this continues. Now, you and I did talk about this could be a fake out, right, to the breakout, and I said, what other like perfect way to fake out retail than to get it over 100,000 and then pull back pretty quick,
Yeah.
but seems like it's established a little bit of a cushion. We're sitting at 102, 200 right now, around there. So that's not bad. If we can get to 105, that would make me feel a lot better.
100%. The next thing here is a tweet from our friend. We met him in Nashville. I guess we can call him friends. We had a 10-minute conversation with the guy, but Benjamin Cohen, he said BTC is still looking similar to what it did exactly 1 year ago. Basically, the first spiked up in early January. We're kind of seeing that right now. Then down in late January before picking up back up for more in February. So this is the chart here. As you can see, this is last year, and it looks very similar to kind of what we're seeing right now, right? What do you think? Do you think we resemble this? Do you think we potentially can go like, he's basically saying we could go up, go back down, and then break out in February?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's really hard to match exactly from historical pattern, right? That's why people say, history doesn't repeat exactly, it rhymes. But this time last year there was the ETF rumors,
Yeah.
or actually like it was announced that it's happening, right? So I was thinking, what could that be this year? And the thing that I was thinking of was, people are prepping for the administration switch, and so maybe it really just kind of builds up until that, and then dumps a bit for that last week, last 10 days, and then in February we take off again. So I mean, there are narratives to make this happen. Will it happen exactly? I doubt it, because like it's so hard to make it exactly happen the same. But could we see something similar? Absolutely.
Yes. And speaking of what you said here, he had another tweet. He said, if BTC can tag the short-term trend line again, it would correspond with a 120K by inauguration. And this is kind of something he's been saying. He's actually thinking, we could go up and touch this by January 20th. So this is the inauguration line, I guess you would say right here, January 20th, 120K. What do you think? Possible?
Yeah, definitely possible. We missed our targets in December by like to get in that range was like $2,000, $3,000, because I said between 110 and 120. I think there's also some pent up demand from the last half of December, because the first half of December was pretty awesome for Bitcoin. At least the last half was kind of nasty and just didn't feel great, right? And so I think that pent up demand plus what's happening with January 20th, this could happen. And I would say it wouldn't be too hard for this to happen. So maybe expect something similar it might not reach exactly 120, but between 115, 120. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think we definitely hit 120, or like I think it's going to tease it, right? It's going to get to like 119, and then we dip back down to like 110 after, because it's going to be buy the rumor, sell the news with the inauguration. It always is, and you're going to see probably a run up to Trump getting in, and then maybe a sell off after with February. We actually see real regulations start. Well, I guess the very beginnings of regulation and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So Polymarket users predict a 75% chance of a new country buying Bitcoin this year. Which country will follow El Salvador's lead? So if you had to pick one country, because Polymarket's saying there's 75% chance that a country comes out and says we adopt Bitcoin fully as legal tender, or at least a complementary way of spending if necessary. What do you think? What country would you say it is?
I would imagine it would be a country maybe in South America that's seen, the benefits of El Salvador. Maybe a country in Africa. I don't think it would be like one of these really well established like economy, countries that have established economy like Saudi Arabia or Qatar. Because initially I was thinking of that, but I was like, they don't have to rush that. They have their exposure to Bitcoin and stuff, but something like a Venezuela or a new leader coming into one of these more war torn or just kind of third world countries that want something better with a new leader, I could see that happening, but I don't know which one. I'd have to do further research in that.
I actually think it's going to be Switzerland. I think Switzerland puts out, because Switzerland, I mean, you got to remember ETH was founded there, right? The ETH house is still one of the famous places. You can actually go visit it, where all the 17, 18 co-founders lived for 3 to 6 months. Gavin Wood, Vitalik, Charles Hockinson, the whole early group of Ethereum. And Ethereum's been kind of like already kind of pushed into their system a little bit. They're already using on-chain to do stuff there. Their banking, system has kind of pushed it. And I could see them potentially, if not having Bitcoin as their legal tender, then potentially on a reserve asset if they don't have it already.
Yeah, man, they must have made a lot of money off of Bitcoin in those early days to go and get a hacker house in Switzerland, because I'm sure that wasn't cheap. But yeah, I mean that could happen, right? But like, so are they talking about just as an option making it legal tender, or kind of enforcing it? Like El Salvador was kind of trying to do that, like not necessarily, like I think they still could use their currency, but they were really trying to push it. What do you think
their currency
they were
was the
talking about
dollar
here?
So Nikita Kelly was the reason he even got into Bitcoin in the beginning was because the U.S. was printing so much dollars, and his country was getting, here we were getting stimulus checks, we're getting, all this free money poured in the system. Their legal tender was $1, and they're getting crapped on because their money's buying less and less, especially stuff that's getting imported, right? So that was kind of the reason, the big push for Bitcoin in there. Obviously, the dollar has gained strength recently, but back in 2021, the dollar was losing value every single day. I mean, it was down to like 98, 97, and today it's up to like 108. So it's a huge difference. I'm talking 10% of trillions and trillions of dollars. So I think that was a big push back then. But I do see countries, hey, if you want to buy coffee with Bitcoin, go ahead. If you want to buy a computer with Bitcoin, every store should be
Offer
forced to take it. Yeah. I mean, they should be forced to take it. I mean, that's what happened in El Salvador. Every establishment is eventually forced to take it. So, but then you can immediately, transfer it back to the currency that you would like, but you have to take it as payment.
So that switched up whenever they accepted that agreement with IMF, though, I think, right? Because that was like, okay, just give them the option if they want to use it or not, right? So
exactly. All right. So I do have another Polymarket thing here. It's pretty cool. Polymarket users predict 40% chance of President-elect Trump creating a national Bitcoin reserve. 40% chance. That's pretty nuts. 40%, 41%. It's actually, it's moving. But I don't know. I think it should be higher. I think Trump's
I was gonna ask you. So like, what number would you put on this? Would you flip flop it and say 61 or 60% and 40% no?
So the only thing stopping me is the number 2025, because it might be like February, you know what I mean, of 2026 or something like that, where so it's just like maybe we get everything ready this year and then it goes live February. So I would say 100% chance in 2026, and I would say a 60% chance in 2025.
So I actually think this is pretty spot on. 40% for this year is fair. That's actually kind of high in my opinion, because he's going to get some pushback. He's going to have the bankers, lobbyists, and the people that work for the bank and Congress push back on this. But I think there's so much support for crypto as a whole now, and then after both parties saw what happened when one side went against it and the other side was for it, and they benefited more from it. So 40% I think is just kind of like a good estimate right now. This could grow. Now, like you said, it could just be the steps that they take the necessary steps in 2025, and then 2026 is when it actually occurs. So
yeah. And there's another one here as well. Polymarket user predict 29% chance of Trump creating a national Bitcoin reserve in the first 100 days of his presidency. So this is actually 29%. I mean, that's crazy. That's 40, and this is 29. But would you take this bet? Would you go long here? 30 cents on the dollar?
Nah, 100 days. I mean, that's but I will say that like he has set up people for the people of America to I guess voice their opinions to, like with David Sachs, and then like the new SEC chair is going to be someone that's very crypto friendly. So I mean, there could be pressure in the beginning, but I'll tell you what though, Polymarket, they're setting these great bets. These are the type of bets that you want to set. So like once BetBTC is open, you can create your own bets. These are the type of ones that you want to go for, because it's not easy to pick one side or the other on this. So pretty cool.
Amen. I think something happened with Twitter.
Did it disconnect?
Are you seeing it?
I still see it live, but let me make sure.
It won't let me play it. It says the media could not be. So we might have just lost our Twitter audience.
Oh no. Oh well.
We're having trouble streaming to X. This may be an issue on X's end. Yeah, this is an issue on X's end. So whatever. Keep it going.
Yep.
All right. Next thing here would be OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. This is more of an AI story than a Bitcoin story, but I think it's really important. It says we are now confident we know how to build AGI and release it this year. So right now we don't have AGI, which is why I'm saying a lot of these AI projects are just fluff. AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence. Unlike narrow AI systems, which excel at specific, well-defined tasks, AGI refers to an AI system with the ability to understand, learn, and apply. And there was something really cool that I kind of want to show here. That's actually really awesome, and then I kind of get your opinion on it afterwards. So let me bring it up here. Go with this one first. All right, let me just unshare my screen. Percent share screen. All right, let me know if you can hear this.
Good morning, Midas.
Yep.
How are we doing today?
Good morning, sir. We completed a couple of transactions while you were sleeping. Here's your recap. We also purchased 2 Bitcoin after the Federal Reserve announced plans to print more money. I've included a link to the article below. How else can I assist you today, sir?
Let's take a look at the majors, please. Looks like Sol is performing really well.
Yes, sir. We have seen a material increase in its value over the last 20 days.
Let's go ahead and bridge that USDC we made on selling the ETH and buy Sol with it.
Yes, sir. Purchasing 150,000 USDC of Sol. Purchase confirmed. Anything else I can do for you, sir?
Maybe just keep an eye on the price of WIF for me. If it moves 10% in any 48-hour period, please let me know.
I will keep an eye on it for you.
Thanks, Midas.
You're most welcome, sir.
So what do you think?
Awesome. This is what I think that a lot of people are wanting to go for, right? And obviously we're not there right now. But you know, maybe somebody from the Bitcoin ecosystem, because this is exactly what was it Emblem AI has been talking about, possibly working with like Cypher Genesis and stuff, creating something like this. That would be really cool. I think this is end game, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. We probably have a good distance away from this right now.
Yeah, I agree. But this is AGI. This is not, guys, what we're, and it's even possible right now, right? So I think that is the thing that we have to understand, is like a lot of the AI stuff it's all fluff. But we see teams like Emblem Vault and stuff like that are building this stuff. But this one right here is the game changer. This one is where I think we need to be.
Hello, Vulcan. I have an idea for a smart contract.
Hello, sir. Tell me about the idea, and I'm sure we can construct it together.
The idea is this: a smart contract where you can send it Prime. There's a minimum of 11 Prime to deposit. Once a week, a winner is randomly selected. That winner gets all the Prime in the contract. There should also be a 5% penalty on withdrawing before the draw, and a 2% rake for us on the contract.
I see. Very clever contract, sir. Did I capture the spirit of what you wanted to build correctly in my requirements?
Yes, that looks good, Vulcan.
Wonderful. Can I ask what network you want this deployed on?
Let's put it on ETH mainnet.
Good choice, sir. And what should we do with the 2% rake and 5% penalty when collected?
Let's convert the 2% rake into ETH and keep it in the contract so we always have ETH for gas. And you can go ahead and convert the 5% withdrawal penalty into USDC and send it to my wallet.
Understood. I have updated the requirements. Do you have any preference of how the winner is selected? I would assume you want on-chain RNG.
Yes, let's go with whatever provider you think is best, so long as it's verifiable.
I have all the requirements you detailed. Should we proceed to build the contract?
Yes, you can go ahead and code it up.
Starting to code now, sir. Contract is ready for deployment. I've taken the liberty of adding a front end for you to interact with.
Deploy the contract.
Deployment successful, sir. Here's the front end URL. Feel free to share it with anyone you'd like to interact with it.
Thank you, Vulcan.
You're welcome, sir. Is there anything
Absolutely
else you
insane,
would?
dude. Imagine just coming up with an idea for a smart contract and just, I mean, that was what, 2 minutes? This dude created a smart, but we're not here yet, though, right? This is to me, this doesn't seem real. I think we're years away from this.
Yeah, what did that project say? Because when I read what their post said, it said something about someone commented on it and they said we're
Yeah.
pretty much here. We're just hiring AI voice actors, I believe. So that means that they're not far, man. That means that they have this
Hiring
type of
AI
product
voice actors?
or something like that. Did you see that on there in the comments?
Not really.
I felt like someone said something about that. Did I dream that? I don't know.
I like this
dreamed.
one. This guy goes, if this clunker buys new Bitcoin while I'm sleeping, we're going to have some words.
That's funny.
And stuff like that. So, yeah. But it's called AI Wayfinder. This guy, Kalos, is definitely someone to be following right now. Solana Foundation just followed him as well. I've seen that. But Wayfinder, 37K followers. It seems small to be this type of project. But, yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that is an awesome situation, and that AI dev is so chill, like super chill. You know, and so I was like, man. But the thing that I think people will probably run into with that is that maybe like, you know, the AI might misunderstand what you're saying and then do something that could be big. People are probably gonna run into that, you know what I mean? So I would definitely be like doing small transactional stuff for like a year straight until I felt very comfortable with it.
Yeah, man. I fixed the Twitter stuff, so the Twitter stuff's good now. So I don't know what the problem was, but yeah. All right. Let's kind of get into the next thing here, which is the Bitcoin fear and greed, or the crypto fear and greed. So last Monday we were at a 65. Yesterday we were at a 72. Where do you think we are today?
Yesterday we're at 72.
Definitely more bullish.
75.
Damn, pretty close. 76. I'll give it to you. But yeah, man. But this should be higher in my opinion. I mean, we're seeing Bitcoin right now. We're at
but
102.435. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it was last night. That's why.
I wish there was one. Somebody should create an AI version that gives you the you know, the Bitcoin live Bitcoin fear and greed, because that would be pretty cool. But yeah. All right. Time for let's get into that Bitcoin price action brought to you by BitPerp. BitPerp's going to be one of the leading leverage trading platforms, the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to allow you to trade runes, PRC20s, and pretty much any token that you want with leverage, guys. This is going to be awesome, and they're going to have a big announcement probably coming this month. It's going to be monstrous. It's going to be huge. So look out for BitPerp. Their testnet for Botonics is if not live, it should be live this week. And the paper trading competition where you can earn potentially their token is going to be pretty big, guys. And right now it's like a raffle system. If you are able to use the platform with this week, just making a trade gets you a raffle to get some potentially USDT or some other token.
Yep. Before we get into the Bitcoin price action on the YouTube side, guys, smash that like for us. We appreciate your support, and then subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn those notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, we would ask if you could please share our space, as we did get disconnected there, but it would help us out a ton, and hit that like for us as well. Let's get into some Bitcoin price action here. I mean, not too much to say except for up only is what it's been like, you know, since 4 a.m. this morning, right? We were all the way down to like 98.7, and all of a sudden someone turned on the engines, and it's been pretty much up only, with the exception of this red candle here. Yeah. So taking a look here at the stochastic RSI on the hour chart, we barely touched in oversold and bounced all the way back to overbought right now, but didn't, you know, get over here too long ago. So I imagine today's going to be just pretty bullish. You know, Benjamin Cohen's pretty accurate with, you know, some of his forecasting and stuff, and he's saying 120 by the 20th. That gives us 14 days. So I think that we would probably have to push through to at least like 108 to 110 by this weekend. So maybe we get to 105 today. We'll see. We'll see if this bullish energy continues. One thing that Shizzy and I was looking at was, when the TradFi guys went to lunch, and typically it will do the opposite, and that is not happening here. It's cooled off a little bit with the buy pressure, but it's still up. I think when they went to lunch, we were sitting at 102.300. We're at 102.500 with a little bit of just pause is what it seems like. A little bit of chill, not too much activity. In terms of the MACD, this looks great. It looked like it was closing up here and boom, and just opened back up. And that was kind of that time period this morning at 4 a.m. Central Time that I told you to open back up. So second half of the day is going to be really tough to nail, except for probably up still, maybe 103.5 to 105. Hey, maybe they do a reversal after lunch. We'll see, but I don't know. People are about taking profits, the day traders and stuff. We'll see if that happens after lunch. But so far, after this morning, it seems like it's, at least maintaining this bullish sentiment here. So that's what I'm seeing for the second half of today. The 4-hour chart gives us more of a 2 to 3 day forecast, which will give us kind of till Wednesday. Looking pretty good as well, right? We did have a little bit of a sell pressure moment here that started on Saturday, but got through that pretty easily, and now we are aggressive in the buy pressure. See the MACD line, the lead MACD line here, pointing upwards. We haven't been in overbought territory in the stochastics for very long here. This beautiful green candle following up with another one forming here. We'll see if we can get back-to-back big green candles here, but I mean, things are looking good, man. Like I said, if we have to get to that, or if we're going to get to that 120 by the 20th of this month, I imagine that we got to push towards 110 by Friday. So I am thinking that we're going to continue bullish for the next 2 to 3 days leading into Friday. That is what I'm seeing for Bitcoin price action. Hopefully that helps you guys. None of this is financial advice. And so, yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, sounds bullish to me, man. I'm ready, bro. I am ready. Let's get into the roll call here. Let's see who is here. First is first, and it's again my man Yasher 2 times this year, and it's only been 3 shows. So shout out to Yasher, killing it, man. Appreciate you, my friends. His greetings, you riders on the storm. Shout out to you, Lucky Lukey in a number 2 spot. What is Billy Cat? Shout out to Lucky Lukey, Webdro. Every single day. Appreciate you, my friend. He says, new Bitcoin era of opportunities. Hell yeah. Chief Axel in the building, like every single day. Gary D here again. Shout out to Gary D. The digital democracy is upon us. Shout out to Gary. Ordinals tweets. I always love it. I always wait for your tweets, buddy. It's Yagobi and the new era of consciousness. That should be we should start a podcast, dude. Like the new era of consciousness. Nah. Mempool Punk is here. Steamy J is here. Nagi, Tim Baker, up and away. No is in the building. Patty Poo, sup. The Bitcoin machine himself. Augustine Gray, every single day. ASAP Benji, Bitmap News, GM, when interview. Oh, with Bitmap News?
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down for that. Vision Atomo, happy 100K, day 3.0. Mike Bennett is here. Chota says BTC 102K, buying the dip will pay well. Hell yeah, it always has. Mike Bennett is here. I Walk Alone, let's go. Bitmap Core is here, followed by Pelpa, Vision Atomo. Sixer says Kamala's day to unburden the electoral votes. Is that today? That's pretty funny. Unburden it. Vision Atomo is here. Joshua Robert Hathaway is in the building. Hey, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here, Robert or Joshua. Mr. Sheedy is here. Super fan. Man, thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate you, my friend. Crypto Blitzo is here. Mike Bennett says they're gonna try to put all the Mage campaign promises in one bill called Mega MAGA and to try it immediately. That would be awesome. I'm down for that. Superfan goes about AGI. There's a stipulation with OpenAI's contract with Microsoft. When AGI is reached, the contract ends. Wow. So what did they pay the $1 billion for? Yeah, that's weird. I thought, I had to look more into that. They said this was always weird to me because it seems like it could be used as a business or political get out of jail free card for either side. Interesting, man. Mike Bennett says, I want a holographic KOI fish to follow me around and take orders, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Koi fish.
Yep. Okay. Pelpa is here. He says, Anon has clips of their Instagram doing this. Anon? I'm not sure who that is.
I wonder if that's the debauchery guys. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Vision of Tomo, it's going to make DApp dev so much faster. Yeah, man. Holy Tomo says. Yasher says, yeah, that's really good. Vision Tomo says, yeah, chain link, that's wild, dude. It's the future is going to be insane. It's going to be nuts, guys. It's going to be nuts. Mike Bennett said it's happening now. Yasher said, I don't think we are that much far. So the AI understands your request on voice, and the AI access different chains to create smart contract. Yeah, the only problem is it gets stuck a lot, and then it has if it can think on its own and think through problem solving, that's the game changing area.
100%.
Mike Bennett says we probably way more advanced than that than they're showing us, the military and Black Ops. Yeah, you're probably right. Pelpa says the Wayfinder versus Anon. Yasher says Mike Bennett. Well, I assume behind the scene, elites are watching us like parents watching children playing with the toy cards. That's true. So
100%.
Danny
I agree
Boy,
with that.
got the Danny Boy. He says GM, I am here. Happy Homer's in the building. Danny Boy says Saturn was tweaking yesterday. Hopefully fixed today. Yeah, Saturn. I've been having problems with Saturn for the last like 6 or 7 days. Hopefully, Yagobi made a good point where a lot of the devs were probably on vacation and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping they get stuff fixed and then we get a new version without the bugs and stuff this coming week. But we will have Arch on Thursday and we can get all these questions answered on Thursday. But shout out to every single one of you guys who makes roll call every single day. We appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yep.
All right. Let's kind of get into it. Taparoo swap. This is huge. If this comes to fruition here. But Taparoo swap, they put out a tweet yesterday, basically saying tomorrow, which is today. So it says the reveal of tokens coming to the Bitcoin network today will be the day the first wave of tokens arrive on the OG chain Bitcoin. Let's kind of go through the tokens that they were talking about because there's a lot of tokens that I really wasn't expecting. So these are all the tokens, and there's some of them where I don't know what they are. Obviously, ETH. So there's gonna be ETH on tap. There's gonna be a tap token that's one-to-one with the ETH token. But how do they do that? Like if I want to buy 0.00001 of an ETH, are they gonna let me, or do I have to buy a full ETH? I was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, because is it gonna be a synthetic tap token? I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see,
Yeah.
Is there this new synthetic token standard that they've created on Bitcoin for bridgeable tokens? I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting to see because this is a pretty big statement, and they said today, so
Yeah, we'll see. Let's kind of go through these tokens here. You have Tether, USDC. What's this, Dogecoin? Right?
Is it Dash? I don't even know what that is.
I think
What's
it's
that logo?
Dogecoin.
Is it okay?
It's Doge. I have no idea what this one is. Pepe, Uniswap. No, this is Chainlink, Crow. This is also that's
Yeah, that's the universe.
that's the universe. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then you have
that's the
Floki
Benny
token. Yeah.
Yep.
Floki, BitGet, and a few others. Pretty wild. I don't really know a lot of these tokens, but if Tap can do this, do you think it's big? Like, I mean, there's no volume right now on Tap, right? Does this bring the volume?
I think this is a plan too, right? But I don't know if this brings the users over though, right? So me and you were talking about this for a little bit, and the tokens on there that I think will be used would be stable tokens if people want to get out of like a like a Rune or even Bitcoin theoretically, right? But I think you wouldn't want to do that right now. Oh, that's DAI, by the way. I knew it wasn't Doge. Okay. It's DAI. So that's 3 stable tokens. So stable tokens, I think, is going to be the big use case over here if they are able to pull this off. Also, people will probably want to pool with stable tokens more than they would, anything else because you don't lose as much. Obviously, if the other token goes down, then you gotta buy or you gotta sell the stable into that. But still, it's a little bit better. So that's where I think the use case is. But like from a, onboarding of users, I don't know, where this would benefit except for liquidity. No, if
Yeah.
it brings liquidity over, you know, like what are you pairing tap tokens with these things? What's happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And right now the biggest problem is low liquidity. So if you go to the swap, and then go to I gotta acknowledge some stuff, and then go to pools, right? You can kind of see what the APR is and stuff here. I have it right here. So this is it right now. BTC and tap. I mean, it only has, what is the TVL? $82,000, which that is good. That'll be enough to where you're not losing money. BTC Nat, I mean, that's kind of low, 25,000. I mean, we're seeing what, maybe 200K in TVL here. That's not enough. It's not gonna, you can't buy besides the first two and the first three with Gib does have some volume to it, which is surprising. But the first three here, not volume, TVL. These are definitely swappable, but anything else, I mean, you're losing big if you try to swap anything else. So I don't know. I mean, we're seeing like $150,000 in TVL. Like that's the problem.
Well, I think that this is going to be part of the liquidity to bring over, but like I just don't know what the pairings are going to be. But I think you reached out to them, right, and they said they have a plan, right?
Yeah.
So I think we need to wait and see what the plan is today. I'm trying to figure out like what the angle is to like who are they onboarding, right? So
Yeah.
I actually created this infographic of like the Bitcoin ecosystem builders, and I did leave Taproot Swap off of the swaps index, but I'm going to put them on this more extended ecosystem infographic. But it was just because the mind share right now is like, that was like a month ago and there isn't a lot of volume happening, but this could change if they have a solid plan, right? I just don't know. Like, I can't think of what it could be, but I'll just wait and see what they come out with.
100%. And like, why the hell would I put liquidity for anything if I'm getting 2% APR? Like, and I'm not even like, what is it? What is the APR paid in? I just don't know. But to me, this got to get higher. This got to go to 7, 8, 9, 10%. They got to figure out, a way to do that. That's the only way. Like, I would supply liquidity, especially to two tokens that that I believe in, kind of going up together. But I mean, I just wouldn't. It's a be a waste of time to even do it at 2%. I mean, there's too much risk involved. So.
Yeah, this kind of also goes to a point that I saw on my timeline over the weekend of someone saying, there's a lot of people trying to solve the illiquid market of the Bitcoin ecosystem by creating liquidity pools and swaps. And, most are centralized. And then you have something like this that's decentralized in theory, right? And I think it is. I'm just saying, I don't know all the back ends and stuff like that. But the problem is that they're all fragmented, right? And so it's like you're trying to solve each person is trying to solve a problem to an issue, but like each individual person, like entity, doesn't have enough liquidity themselves. And if they were able to like work together, this is why like creating something like EVM was so important, to have like all these projects and devs of projects on the same page, that like the first main swap or whatever had enough liquidity, and they were like, oh well, that's the main swap, and then later competitors can come in and stuff like that. And so I think that's the problem right now, is that there's liquidity pools, but like each liquidity pool has like maybe $100,000. So if you have like 5 liquidity pools with Dog and BTC at like $80,000 to $120,000, but they're all spread out, that doesn't really solve an issue. You know what I mean? Because basically you're not going to get the price you want for the Dog if you want to sell it. And so, this is why like Bitcoin developers need to like work together. And, Vitalik was kind of like that leader on the Ethereum side, and Casey could be, but he's just not in the tokens. He's into art. And when he created Rune, kind of like just to get people to stop using BRC20. So, so like in my opinion, like there needs to be like this, like, if Arch creates it, or if Bitcoin OS or whoever creates like this virtual machine, if it's Nubit, whoever, to where everybody can kind of work together towards that. if it's tap, then it's tap or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, this is why there's a problem with even like we've gotten swaps now, like with liquidity, but people aren't using them because they don't have enough liquidity.
Yeah.
That's why I was hoping Magic Eden would come up with a product, and because they have like capital, you know what I mean? But they would have to risk, they would have to risk and they would have to buy and they would have to start it. But if they get it started, yeah, would it be centralized? Yeah, the way that Bitcoin works right now, but at least like be a huge entity that has enough capital to make the swaps like worth it and people excited about it. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but this will give leeway to the kind of thing that I've always said was, Bitcoin maxis, they want a decentralized way to swap their Bitcoin in the stables, right? And they do that, they believe in the 4-year cycle. They do that at the top, and they buy back at the bottom. Now with USDC, DAI, and USDT in this, do you think maxis will eventually use this? Because I'm actually thinking about it. Maybe when I feel like Bitcoin has topped, maybe I switch, BTC into USDT and kind of wait for it to tank and then buy it back, right? So
yeah, there has to be a process of trust building, I think, right? And it, yeah, that's what it's going to have to come down to, and then like just proof that there's these are backed and all these stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen like right away. It's going to have to be like so many people have used this and they trust it and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I trust what they're building over there, right? But you have to remember these are, the USDT is somewhere, right? I mean, it's not, you don't own it. It's not like when you have USDT on the Ethereum wallet, you have that USDT in there. So you're getting a basically a wrapped version of USDT. That's the thing too. We just don't understand how they're doing it yet either, right? So it's like most likely it's going to be a wrapped tap token, right? It's gonna be a tap token 1-to-1 with the USDT. So when you want to bridge, you bridge out the same way the tap token is done. It's Ethereum token, but it's 1-to-1 if you want to bridge.
Well, I would think it would be something similar to like the BTC, which is the ICP version of Bitcoin. And I think the way that you do that is like you bridge it over, and then it mints BTC on the other side. So I imagine that they're going to take that similar approach with these. I don't know. I'm just saying that because that's how ICP works when you bridge Bitcoin to ICP. So.
See, but then you had a bridge, and then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the swap. It's no longer on layer 1. Like if I got to bridge my Bitcoin,
Well, it says ETH. It says ETH to BTC bridge on that page that you're looking at.
But I'm saying, like, how are you getting these tokens on Bitcoin then if you're on ICP?
Well, it's gonna mint it whenever you bridge the SHIB over through their bridge. It's gonna lock it, and it's gonna mint the SHIB on the Bitcoin side, and then you use it. And when you're done, it's gonna burn it just like ICP does with BTC when you bridge out, and you bridge back to ETH.
Okay. Well, how do they? I guess they create a tap token.
That's the mystery, right? That's the mystery. So
that's the only way you would do it, because you would have to be an inscription that's 1-to-1. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one thing about the tap team. They're not transparent at all. They launched this stuff without talking about it because they're so afraid of other people copying their ideas that they don't have any type of like media attention. It's just like, yo guys, we did this. Look at our swap, but like nobody knows about it because their marketing is awful. They're probably one of the worst marketers out there.
Yeah. I just, that's the one answer that we need to get is what token standard are these gonna be in? Is it gonna be tap? Okay, then you need that transfer inscription. Or what would be interesting, because I think Unitap, which was the wallet, I think they were trying to leverage Tap's tech, which is the ICP network, proof like verifier type situation. But they were going to do it for runes. So I wonder if they're going to maybe try to use these synthetic tokens as like a runes token standard, or maybe even a pipe token standard.
Yeah,
because pipe doesn't have the inscription,
or
the transfer inscription.
Yeah.
So
we do got breaking news here. Trudeau officially resigned. So that's good. That's good news. I don't know, nothing to do with Bitcoin, but
Oh man.
our guy Tomo says, celebrate good times, Canada. Trudeau has resigned. So shout out to Tomo. And I just double checked it, and right on the front page of CNN, Trudeau resigns.
Yep. What's Thor swap?
Thor swap, it's a, I don't know if it's a Bitcoin sidechain, but it's Thor chain. It's
Yeah.
like it's their top swap, but it's like
Gotcha.
you can trade Bitcoin on there, like native Bitcoin on there, and so I never really used it. But Mike Bennett says Thor swap pays 141% APR, so that is pretty cool. All right, let's kind of get into this one here. A major update will occur to the Bellscoin blockchain in the coming days that will bring runes, Opcat, ZK proof, and much more to Bellschain. So this is a tweet from Bellscoin Dev. And we had Adam McBride on the show on Friday. That video was out on Sunday. If you haven't watched that yet, watch it. We talk about a lot of updates that are coming this year. But this was news to us a little bit because Adam wasn't sure of the dates. And now we're seeing the dev come out and actually say a major update will occur to the Bellscoin blockchain in the upcoming days, and much more to Bell's chain, which will cause it to become the most superior proof of work chains available. This is just the beginning. Adding Opcat this week, that'd be insane, bro. We just talked about, we thought it was like later this month.
Not just Opcat though,
Yeah.
ZK proof. I'm not like excited about the runes part because it's just like a whole nother token standard, that they're adding to their thing, which, their Bells 20 has been getting some good attention. Non KYCs talking about working with their devs to get Nook added to non KYC, right? So that's a pretty big deal if that happens, dude. Like, so but the ZK proof part as well, this would be big. This would be big because, like, as of right now, I think Cardano is probably one of the most advanced UTXO chains, but it's proof of stake. So proof of work. What else could they do here, though? You know what I mean? So I think that these Nintendo devs, which I love the fact that that's their name, I think they'll push the limits, man. They'll try to build really cool stuff on Bells, which will give it more use case. Because right now Bells is just looked at as this meme coin chain that has a lot of mimetic energy towards it, and the community is big and it's strong and it's growing. But I think adding the use case can definitely help, bring more people into the coin itself.
Yeah, I agree. But this does get people excited. But at the same time, Bellscoin has not done anything. I mean, it's still sitting at 53 cents. Why do you think people aren't getting excited by this?
I don't know, man. It could be like the miners just like selling down,
Yeah.
putting a lot of sell pressure on it. They realize that another halving's coming up in May, and these kind of merge mine situation with the recent news with Lucky is probably not the best for all of them.
Yeah.
But I think Bells kind of pulls away from that because of stuff like this. They're building actual stuff on their chain, and who knows, man? There could be a really cool protocol that comes out of this that people end up using, right? So I'm excited to see what the team can do with this.
Yeah, I agree. And the news from non KYC about delisting Lucky, that do you think that hurts Bellscoin? Maybe the thought process in your head where are they going to unlist Bells as well?
I think just in general, like the merge mining coins, that situation probably hurt it a bit, like with Bells and Junk Coin as well.
Yeah.
But I'll say this though, like there's constantly 3 coins that are part of the merge mining that are marketed together, and it's always Litecoin, Doge, and Bells. So those are the 3 top main ones. I think right now the miners are probably putting a lot of sell pressure on there, maybe some early wells because they want to get into some other majors or want to get back into Bitcoin before it takes off again. But eventually, I think that sell pressure alleviates, and it starts to build that momentum back up again. I hope so, because it definitely needs to see some bounce back, some strength. Is this what it's going to take, kind of these upgrades and stuff to push it back over? Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. If you look at the daily though, you know, we just seen this thing has been total garbage. Total garbage here. Let me get rid of these lines. But it's been down only since we've reached about almost $1.90. We had this double top here and then kind of come crashing down here. Do you think this a resurgence comes soon for Bells?
I don't know soon, but there's a lot of things in place for it to do to come back. You know, like right now,
Yeah.
like the Nintendo devs they just put out their Bells 20 indexer. They're working on a DRC 20 indexer because there was a lot of mess with the Doge chain project devs that had separate indexers and they weren't aligning with each other. So Nintendo's trying to go over there and just solve that issue once and for all and say, hey, look, let's just make this the standard. So they have a really good wallet dev team, and then their core devs are upgrading the chain. So let's see what happens here, right? Like 53 cents is really cheap for something that has 57.84 million bells in circulation.
Yeah.
But you know, there are some people that in the beginning that were a part of this, you know, that I don't know, you know, that might have bought in early and they've kept some of the price down or whatever. I'm talking about more of like the people that were also unlucky and stuff like that, right? So back and forth. Hopefully that's gone. I mean, demand, if there's enough demand, that will kill that. Like, but you have to create enough demand, right? And we're heading into an alt season that can happen. So let's see.
Yeah, I see something like this happening. You have to remember too, right now, we're in A5 winter, right? We're an AI winter. The only thing moving right now is AI. I mean, you can see here, Merlin's not moving. Like, there's nothing really moving. Yeah, Gizmo, Magic Eden, nothing's moving except AI. So I think that's kind of why we're kind of sitting this flat momentum here too. Came down, and I think we definitely found a bottom here. How long we stay at the bottom is a good question. We could stay until mid-January and then finally see an upward momentum. But we do know that the next halving is in May, Cinco de Mayo. And what normally does happen, we could get a run-up to that point, right? And then a sell-off after. That's the last halving. And that's another what? It's monster halving. It's only 90%. So I don't even call that a halving. It's more like a supply shock type of situation. So I'm definitely bullish, especially going into May. Maybe not for January, but I definitely see once we can kind of get into an alt season where, I mean, Ethereum almost hasn't even hit the all-time high yet, right? So once we can get into an alt season, I think that's when we can really see Bells really start moving as well.
Yeah. And that could be perfect timing, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know if we're going to have the same kind of experience as 2021 to where there was two peaks of all-time high stuff in the spring and then in the fall. It might be more of a gradual kind of up throughout the year, and then the alt season starts in November, like in 2017, in December. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, man. All right. Did you send what's the name? Jeff, the link?
Yes, I did. I did. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, I got one more thing here before we get into Merlin Monday. And this is a tweet from Scribe at I'm Scribe. And it, you know, he's been somebody I've been following for a while. He's someone he does a lot of on-chain stuff like that. So this is a tweet from him. Bring it up right here. He says, did you see this tweet at all? He says, no big deal. Just Binance moving 1 million rune coin, Arctic Genesis runes, and a bunch of other runes plus ordinals. So he's saying that this right here is Binance, right? I mean, it says Binance. So I mean, it probably is. But they're moving some rune coin. Are they about to list? And would it shock you if they list Arctic first?
So did they move that, or did someone send that to them?
Well, they sent it out.
Interesting. How much though?
So it looks like $23,000 worth.
No. That's how much Bitcoin they have in that wallet.
23 Bitcoin. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know.
They have 23,000 Bitcoin in that wallet, bro. So they have $2.2 billion in there.
Oh my god.
I just don't know, man. Like, it's so weird. If they really did send that out, which I don't think they did. I think this is like a hype hack, basically, because I think what people are doing is they're dropping runes in there. Like, for example, someone was like, oh look, there's 50,000
Yeah.
BTC in this wallet. Like 50,000, bro. Like I have more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I just think people are just trying to get like things hyped again, which cool. That's, I mean, they're trying. So,
They did send it out though. Where are they sending it?
I mean, how do you know that's them? That's a separate screenshot.
Yeah, it is. It is. I trust Scribe, bro.
Okay.
Like I said,
Well-
don't. This was a big. I thought this was big. I just look. I was looking for some type of rune snooze. I was begging for it. I was
Look,
scrubbing the bottom
I'm not trying to
of the
I'm not trying to
barrel
kill,
here.
Yeah. I'm not trying to kill this dream because like that's cool that like, you know, people are, yeah, it is what it is with that. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, $2 billion wallet, like you can't touch that is my rule. You know what I mean? You can't touch, you can't do anything with that except for, you know, Bitcoin only comes in and out of that. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. But like, if that's the Bitcoin wallet, it's probably not all theirs, right? There's probably some whales on there that hold 100 Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin, and stuff like that are on Binance.
Yeah, but they're managing it though.
They're managing it. Yeah, they're custodian it for sure.
Yeah. Which is even
Yeah,
more
man.
like you gotta be more careful about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be the first runes that they would list anyways.
Yeah. Well,
I think it'd be
OKX
dog.
did.
True, but then I
So,
think OKX probably got a little bit of incentive for that, like
I
right
mean,
when they
Binance
launched, so.
does like some incentive here and there, right? I mean,
True.
that money's probably still flowing from those guys. All right, guys, it is officially Monday at 12 o'clock. You know what that means. It is officially Merlin Monday. Merlin is going to be something special, guys, because it's like the only place where you can really trade ordinals and runes. There's no other Bitcoin layer 2 that you can do it in an EVM way. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like anomaly right now. The fact that you can actually do stuff on their chain. I mean, no one's really using these other chains. I mean, I hate to say it, but Merlin seems to be that number one solution right now. I mean, Fractal seeing no volume, and Merlin, you know, you go to DeFi Llama, you see volume.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, I don't know where like some of these other chains are getting volume though. I actually try to research it. And
Yeah.
like for example, like Bob is getting volume and it says Uniswap, but then I go to Uniswap and you can't even connect it to there. So there has to be some like some like sort of layers through like different swaps that are using aggregating with the Uniswap or something. I don't know. But yeah, Merlin's definitely the one that's consistent with like real volume every day. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. And every Monday we bring you the founder, the CEO. I don't know if you can call him that. We got Jeff from Merlin Chain. Jeff, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution.
Hey, what's up? Nice to see you guys
No
again. Our first Merlin Monday in 2025.
Yep. Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. First Monday in 2025. And first show really when everybody's back from the holiday and all that good stuff. But how's everything been with you? Did you have a good holiday? Did you take time off, or were you still constantly working like you always do?
I mean, I didn't take any time off, but first, I mean, it's happy to be here. First show in 2025, and also Bitcoin, you know, reaching 100K, probably 101K. Sorry, 100 and like 101 sooner or later. So I think everything is pretty cool. Looks pretty cool for crypto, and I mean, I'm not taking credit for that, but yeah. And I was like talking with my friends. I met like 3 builders today. They are all building for AI. So I think right now everybody's focusing on AI agents, frameworks, and stuff. But I don't know. Let's see what we can do here. And I think, I mean, for the past year, we've been really busy, which is not a good thing, to be honest. Like I was talking to my friend and saying like, what's my biggest regrets? I was saying, because you are working too much, you're talking to too many people, get swamped, in all these errands. So you kind of, stay away from the market for a while. But yeah, let's hope we can change this this year.
Yep. It actually is sitting at 102,000 for Bitcoin. But one thing that's different this cycle is that Bitcoin, it seems like right now, like as it's going up, the dominance isn't really coming down. In fact, it's actually going back up right now. Is that something that you think eventually has to come down so alts can run, or do you see more of like we might get something like 2017's bull run to where, you know, at the end of this year is whenever alts kind of run with Bitcoin again?
Yeah, I think this cycle is definitely different from others because before that everybody's trading in centralized exchange. Most people for Bitcoin are like crypto buyers and holders. This cycle we have ETF, we have like billions of money in ETF institutions. You can see MicroStrategy bought like another I forgot the number, but like hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin today. So I think it's very different. Nobody can predict that. But I think the good thing is I've been talking to many people, last 2 weeks, and they're very like, they're not very like bullish about the market at that time. But right now, everyone was saying, the bull market continues. It's it's gonna last, like until like end of this year. But yeah, the market like changes like all the time. But we do hope to see some real innovations. And sorry, about AI again, but I do think people find out, this could be one of the main narrative for this cycle. Because last cycle we had, I mean, we had DeFi in early like bullish run, like by the end of 2020. We had NFT metaverse GameFi, which in my mind, NFT metaverse GameFi are kind of the same thing. Like consumer gamification, for users. And this cycle, I think we are kind of stuck with narratives because RWA doesn't work. BTC-Fi, we can talk about that later. Ordinals ruins, to be honest, definitely didn't make it until now. And meme super cycles, but stay for a while. I don't think meme is like a narrative, to be honest. But so I think finally we have something that everybody is kind of bullish. No matter it's retail or the institutions or the whales. So yeah, I hope this can change the whole dynamic in the market right now.
Yeah. Last cycle, DeFi really kicked it off, right? It was during the entire summer. It was June, July, and August. It was crazy bullish, but then it kind of fell off, right? And then it's been about 2-3 months, and then Bitcoin really started taking off. But then we got a resurgence back in January. Do you see maybe kind of the similar? This is kind of like AI winter because we're kind of in a winter here. Do you feel like maybe we get like 2 months of just bullish AI and then a dip, and then kind of everything kind of going with that, or do you see us just kind of just AI just blasting off and nonstop all the way through?
Yeah, I don't want to say like like something I don't believe because
Gotcha.
like I think like I generally think AI could be lasting for long, but not. I'm not saying the crypto price is going to be like all time high all the time, but I do think it's different because AI is actually developing and have user penetration in Web 2. It has been like growing rapidly every month. Like what we're doing now with AI agents is what Web 2 did like 8 months ago. So as long as Web 2 is developing, we'll have some new technology like ChatGPT, Gemini. Like they're like upgrading every day. So and also like I know this is like kind of off topic, but I think you can find this like the special combination of AI and crypto because crypto is 24/7. It has like liquidity all the time. People are trading all the time, and human don't do that. But AI kind of does that. They can work 24/7. They can have different functionalities for each user. So if you put AI in Web 2, you can find most people use them in like industrial world right now. But if you put AI in crypto, you actually find out AI can do everything like we do on chain. And also because AI doesn't need KYC and stuff, so it's perfect for them to stay on chain. You just need to transfer like the fundamental, like the starting fund, and he can continue like forever. So we'll see. But I personally do believe AI and crypto has a special combination, and I hope it can last like for longer time.
Yeah, that that could be the variable that brings Web 2 and Web 3 together and have more of that mass adoption as well. But I'm curious, like Merlin Chain, have you guys been planning for AI? And I know you mentioned it before in some of our meetings, but is there something that you could talk about maybe that some
Yeah.
builders on Merlin are planning for?
Yeah, I mean, first you have to, it's something like, Uniswap. If you don't have AMM on your chain, I mean, you don't have a chain, right? So I think first it's something that every ecosystem needs to have. It's not something you can choose to have or not. It's not a GameFi. Some chains just don't have GameFi, but every chain has DEX. Every chain has lending. Every chain has bridge, and you have to use wallets. So I think this is something you need to have. And we are implementing different AI frameworks to Merlin. I think tomorrow we'll be announcing that Elisa and Elisa agents can be used for Bitcoin layer 1 transactions, Merlin layer 2 transactions, swaps, BTC.farm launching, lending, transfers, and also Bitcoin bridging. So you can use an agent to receive funds on layer 1, bridge to layer 2, swaps, launch assets, bridge back. So if you're creating a Elisa agent, and also in the future other like virtuals and stuff, so if you're creating a agent under any framework, you can use that agent to do stuff like DeFi and trading and launching tokens on Bitcoin and Merlin. So we'll be announcing that like stuff on GitHub, and also with videos and stuff tomorrow. And we are also talking to all kinds of devs, trying to do something different, because right now we're seeing everything, what happened in Web2 like 8 months ago. And I know for sure there are millions of builders are working different angles for AI. So we'll be seeing like all kinds of new stuff, in the coming weeks and stuff. But we're trying to find a special angle and to make agents on Bitcoin unique.
So what would that look like if you could give the audience an example? So like, would I be using an LLM like ChatGPT and telling them what I want to do, or would I be able to have like the voice command for them to do that as well?
Yeah, sure. It depends on different framework you use. So for example, if you're using Elisa, it's basically very open source. You need to have some coding skills to launch AI agent. And the Merlin and Bitcoin plugins are just some plugins there you can use. So some developer can develop AI agent to do trade, to do sniping, to do DeFi yield on Bitcoin or on Merlin, and he just needs to use that plugins, and he can publish these agents for everyone to use. So for example, this agent is published, and you can use that agent to do whatever you want on Merlin Chain or other chains. And there are also some other framework that doesn't need coding skills, like virtuals. So everyone can create his own like agent on virtuals. But I think those frameworks need to be upgraded as well, because if you create that agent without coding, it's kind of dumb. You can never create an agent like AI XPT. it's super dumb if you create by yourself. But I think all these things can be like upgrading. What we need to do is to make sure Bitcoin and Merlin plugins are in all those frameworks, so that developers can easily create that for Bitcoin transfers or trading.
This is weird. I feel like this is kind of like the web developer world, like 3.0, to where like blockchains are going to provide API plugins to like the web developers, and now instead of web developers, they're like developing AIs. So instead of you getting a website, you're getting an AI, and you can choose what plugins, what blockchains from what plugins you want to add into it. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you picture what we can do right now, not something like in the future, like Matrix or like Ready Player One, but like picture something we can do it now. Is like you're not comfortable using like GMGN or all these like DEX screeners. You can use AI to do analyze. You can use AI to to pick new tokens launches on Pump Fund or BTC.fund and to trade them. And also, if you want to do like yield farming, you don't have to understand what is like bridging and staking and stuff. You can use AI agent to do that. AI agent can give you like lots of advice and can trade for you. So this is like something we already have right now. But in the future, because the LLM technology there is very, very, like advanced. So you can build like lots of things above that. I mean, I've been reading like new ideas every day, And I do think everyone needs to pay attention to that. Like even Timon, like Timon, they're creating an agent on their Telegram mini apps as well. So it's not something you can choose to have or not. It's something that basically everyone would want in their apps or website.
Yeah. So basically, if you don't have it, then you'll get left behind almost, right? So with Bitcoin's ecosystem kind of being like, okay, they've been focused on infrastructure, heads down, and trying to make the experience better. And then do you feel like the Bitcoin ecosystem is too far behind, or it actually benefits the Bitcoin ecosystem because AI can probably make the user experience so much better with it?
Yeah, I think both. First is I don't think people are left behind. I think people are still trying to figure out what is like the right angle for Bitcoin memes, for Bitcoin AIs. This is not happening in one day. People need to figure that out. But also, like imagine like a year ago, when we were using all these inscribing services, right? We compare, Genie Data, Unisat, Magic Eden, like all these inscribing services, like all kinds of inscribing services, and they have all kinds of different servers, like refund, like RBF, like we are a tech team, so we know like all this, like refund, RBF, like sniping inscriptions is not that hard. But sometimes you need to make that product for users, for them to understand, for them to use. It's kind of hard. But imagine if you just have AI and he does it for you. What kind of strategy you're using, input, the whatever, prompt, and he can do it for you. So I think like it can be integrated like easily. But the main problem is probably people don't want to trade BRC20 like or rooms, even you have AI. So I think that is the hard problem. Like how can we combine those narratives together and get the market attention again? Because like to be honest, I think BTC Fund has been launched for like 5 days. And you can see Party has like lots of liquidity. The price is going very well. If you do airdrops, you make money. If you buy from the secondary markets, you probably don't lose money. But still, the market just doesn't have attention for pure memes right now. The market needs to find the narrative, the target value, like behind this asset. That's why you see a token on Solana or on Base has some crazy roadmaps, had a alpha test version, and the valuation goes to $500 million. So I think that is the priority for all Bitcoin builders, trying to find the right narrative there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense though, because if you go back to 2023, when Ordinals first started, that was a new innovation for Bitcoin. And then, other ecosystems kind of peeked their head over. They're like, what? Like, Bitcoin stuff doesn't really do well with rare pet base. A lot of people didn't even know what that was. But then once the attention grew so much, like other chains started trying to do inscriptions. You remember that? Like you had EVM chains trying to do it. And so you had like the Ordinal kind of Bitcoin fungible, and then metaverse like with BRC 420 era in 2023, which it was new, innovative, so it grabbed everybody's attention. It was probably a little bit too early because the bull run was later, but we had our own kind of bull run. Then in 2024, a lot of builders came over to Bitcoin, and it was heads down. And Solana took that spotlight with the memes, because I feel like memes are always like in between. It's like whenever there's nothing new, it's like, let's go back to the memes, right? And then after the memes ran, then the next new thing was virtuals with Base. So now Base is coming out. Obviously, like it started with Solana with GOAT and stuff like that, but virtuals was a platform that people could go to. So it's like this one's probably going to stay around. The Bitcoin ecosystem is going to stay around because there's an on-chain economy now. Memes will always be there. So what's the next? Now it's like people are trying to figure out in our ecosystem, how do we combine the recent thing with what we have now? Is that fair to say?
Yes, I think narrative, like sometimes we are, we don't want to admit, but narrative is always important. Like, with ordinals and stuff, I mean, you can easily do like fair launch with, Ethereum smart contract, but, just because ordinals had that narrative first. So they are actually using Ethereum inscriptions, which is definitely gone right now, but they're using like a dumber way to do fair launch, which they can actually do that in a like smarter way, but still fair launch, right? Just because Ordinal's inscriptions had that narrative, so everyone have to follow. But right now, we need to find the right narrative for Bitcoin, and make sure the market attention come back to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But last time we talked to you, it was the launch of BTC.Fun. I'm curious if you can kind of take us back to that day and kind of lead us up to where we are today. How was it, and how are things now?
Yeah. So first, I think for the first couple of days, there's some. I think right now there's like about like 30 successful launches. I think definitely the market is not excited for a Bitcoin pump fund right now, because if they're I'm always honest, right? So if they want to trade memes, they will find a better liquidity place like Solana, which nobody can compare to. The good thing is, we do see like lots of attempts. People are trying to figure out what is the right thing to launch. There's some AI narrative stuff launched, got a lot of buying power. The market cap stays pretty high, and also we issued $25,000 for the first week, to people who launched the assets successfully. So still, that's like the easy money to grab. But I don't think it's market's fault. It's not users' fault. It's kind of we cannot find the sweet narrative for people to launch to trade. So I think that is what we're trying to change, and also BTC.Fun is trying to change, to put back all these AI agents. They have been developing AI agents for weeks, I think for a few months. So their plan was to launch that in February, but right now we have to speed up to ship that sooner. So you will see something special tomorrow from BTC.Fun as well. We can, guys pay attention to that as well. So yeah, trying to bring the AI narratives to BTC.Fun, to Merlin, to Bitcoin, and to bring something different than you see on Virtuals or Solana. And let's see what market reacts to that. So probably the next Monday, we'll have that result. We'll have some feedbacks from the community, from the users. But I think I'm definitely bullish on the whole AI implements on Bitcoin for long term.
Yeah, and you're 100% right, though. I mean, you're seeing these big, large cap runes and Bitcoin meme coins like getting killed right now, like Billion Dollar Cat and Gizmo. I mean, no one's gonna really, jump into something that's brand new, and you can see that on like stuff like Luminex, where stuff is not minting out over there either, right? So it's just the narrative of meme coins right now seem definitely taking a backseat. And on chain, you can kind of see like even like Dog Whiff, which is one of the biggest narratives from the beginning of last year. Whales are selling that, and they're getting into AI. So it's huge. It's crazy to see that big of a narrative change so quickly.
Yeah, and I have some friends, they're trading AI memes like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. All his tokens, are making money. Like 100 times, it's just like average profits. With that kind of profits, you cannot blame people, to liquidate their tokens in Bitcoin to buy stuff, because in the end, people want to make money. And we have some stories here, history here. We make some friends here, but in the end, you have to allocate your money to some place that make money. But yeah, what we expected before. Like I said, like first 3 weeks of this fun, we don't expect like explosion. And I think if you expect that, that means you want to do a pump and dump, because
Yeah.
you can see first, all pump fund like platforms have failed. Second, if you want to do some like native narratives with innovations, you have to let that grow organically. So we definitely didn't give up. If you see many pump fund on other chains, like ape chains, like Aptos, like they easily give up. So we didn't try to do like first day pump and dump. So we definitely didn't give up. We definitely want to integrate new functions and platforms. I really don't want to do spoil I don't want to spoil like all this information, but I'm very, very, very excited about the products they're building right now. But yeah, we just need the time and the market to get used to that.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I do think that it's easy to kind of go to where the narrative is hot, because like you said, people want to make money, and they want to take some of where their existing liquidity is and move it over to what's hot. But I think that like the biggest thing about like heading into 2025, if we look back, there was multiple narratives. There's Bitcoin ecosystem, there was memes, and then DeSci a little bit. and then you have like the AI, right? But I do think that things trickle back to Bitcoin ecos, but I think it's gonna have to be like once like the rotation has happened and it's like retail starts to come in and stuff like that, and once some more of these products get rolled out, because I released a graphic yesterday with just, I think it might have been like less than 40%. It might have been like 30% of the total builders in our space. And like I said, 2023 was big for assets in Bitcoin's ecosystem, but not a ton of builders. 2024 was like probably too many builders, not enough of like assets pumping. And so because of that, I think that like a lot of products get rolled out. You guys are going to continually make partnerships and advance and stuff like that. So I guess my last question for you that I have is, right now in terms of like Merlin Chain, so this next phase, let's say that heading into like the towards, let's say by the end of Q1, what would you like to see the activity be like on Merlin Chain?
Yes. First, I don't expect too much, but at least we need to find one killing app, Merlin Chain, because every cycle, like any chain tries to stand out, it needs to have a killing app, and that is why people like remember this app. Like like I don't know if you guys remember Flow. They had an NFT called NBA Top Shot. I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys knew that.
Yeah, I
Yeah, NBA
remember.
Top Shot.
I lost tons of money
I
in
mean,
that. Yeah, I lost.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, I bet you do. But you need to have a killing app that everybody knows, everybody tries to do, because like staking Bitcoin and Ordinals was something people remember about Merlin last year, but this year we need to find that killing app, and that's like the one thing I expect for Q1. And besides that, definitely we want to see some chemistry between having Merl, using Merl to launch assets, that assets belongs to an AI agent, creating some new functionalities and creativity there, and also people are buying that memes on DEX, on CX, and also that value can also go back to Merl. So we want to see that circulation coming, but you just cannot have that by what you think in one day. You need to put your effort, your heart in that to build for to build for it. And also like there's like another opinion which I personally think is pretty interesting, but not 100% right, is in the bear market, the stuff with lower liquidity always like stands out, like what we have with BRS20 and Ordinals, because at that time people don't trade at all on either Solana or Ethereum. But Bitcoin has that kind of assets meta protocol, and because the liquidity is low, so it's easy to have community there to make the price much higher, and to attract users to come. But when the bull market comes, the liquidity is everywhere. Like if you click on Pump Fund right now, if you look at like on GMGN, the trading volume is freaking crazy. You see people like spending millions of dollars on token in like seconds. So when the bull market comes with like 100 times more liquidity, users kind of go to the place has more liquidity, because it's easy to enter, it's easy to exit. So I think that is part of the reason why people are not focusing on Ordinals and ruins, because it just takes too much time. You take time to to do research, to buy, and wait for days. I mean, if you buy like AI memes on Solana right now, in 2 minutes, you're done. You're either losing all your money or you're making like tons of money. So I'm saying that just try to explain what happened, with Ordinals and ruins and other ecosystems, but also trying to do marketing for Merlin, because if you want to do whatever AI memes, pump fund, whatever related to Bitcoin, if you are loyal to Bitcoin and you expect narrative comes back to Bitcoin, you better start trading on Merlin, because that is like a pattern here. So if we are staying in the bull market, I think Merlin has more opportunities, like party, like you can easily make money on that, like on a layer 2, not layer 1. But if someday the bear market comes back, I'll be trading on layer 1.
That makes sense.
And things trade real quick, trend real quickly in this space, right? Like one day something is hated, it'll never take off, and the next day it's the hardest thing pumping, right? And that's what people don't understand is like everyone's chasing this AI narrative now, right? But like the narratives always change again, and then they change again. Kind of like what my point was with DeFi Summer. DeFi Summer was huge, but then a lot of people made so much money, it was time to pull money out of there. And where did that money go? That money always goes to another place, and sometimes it's the safest place. And I think Bitcoin is Bitcoin and especially the layer twos. It's a safer place to put your money after you make it. And I think we're going to see a lot of money pouring out of AI assets into stuff like ordinals and runes and stuff with, that you plan to hold long term. And I think a lot of this AI stuff, I mean, most of it's just fluff. Right? Anyone can make an AI agent. I mean, we can make one in 5 minutes. I did it yesterday with virtuals, just kind of like testing it out. It's seamless, easy, but that's scary because 9,000 other people can make one just as way as I did, right? And then and still they're all just fluff, and everything you see right now is just promises, and none of it is actually even possible until we get further and further down the line where AI gets stronger and stronger.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. Sorry, I got one more, and we'll let you go after this. But do you think that in 2025, a tier 1 centralized exchange lists a rune?
To be honest, I cannot tell right now because in bull market, like when Binance listed. So first, what do you like? How can you explain like what is tier 1 exchanges? Like what are they?
So
Binance?
Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, or those. Let's just say one of those 3.
I think possibly. But first, I don't think Kraken is tier 1. But like in my mind is definitely Upbit, and then Binance, and then Coinbase.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
okay.
yeah. So like if these 3, I'm gonna say it's kind of hard. I think like 50-50. Like very honest, 50-50. I'm not trying to be bullish on something I don't believe, but like to be honest, 50-50. Because when Binance listed Ordinal sets, it's because it was bear market, kind of bear market, right? So they cannot find like new projects sometimes. So they list something and they want to chase the OKX wallet experience at that time. But right now, you cannot imagine how many people are waiting in line, like waiting to be listed on Binance and Upbit and Coinbase. It's like waiting in line for Black Friday. So the competitive, like these situations are very, very competitive. You can see all this flood on soft. It's just because the competition is intense. So if you take one spot, other people cannot have that spot for a long time. So I think that is the negative thing here. The positive thing is, if we have lots of runes are actually having like great communities, lots of holders and stuff. Someday those central exchange cannot ignore that, and whoever lists it first will get all these volumes and the users trust. All this people support. So I think if that at that time, like right now, I think to be honest, like the dog is definitely like standing out. The others are kind of falling behind, not by the valuation, but more about the community activeness, how many holders is there shouting out for that asset. So if we have like 2, 3, 4, 5 more of them, I think some exchange probably will do that because it just by getting users. That is great.
Yeah.
What about Hyperliquid? I think that's a bigger narrative than some of these centralized exchanges, and I think it's overlooked. You think something like Hyperliquid could list runes or even Merle, for instance?
You mean spot or perp?
Yeah, for spot.
Yeah, first Hyperliquid is kind of famous for perps. The trading volumes there are mainly perps, which Merle is listed on Hyperliquid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So the perp is like the place there are like lots of volumes. So I think for perps it's much easier for them to list dog. I mean, you don't need like a lot of negotiation. I mean, the founder is also called Jeff. He's also in Singapore. So if somebody approached him, having dinner and explain what's happening with dog, I think that is like definitely possible. For spot, it's kind of hard, and also it doesn't really have like lots of volume. But
Gotcha.
right now you need to do auctions for spot, which is like crazy amount of money. So I don't think people have that amount of money to do auctions. But if someday DAO community can chip in to do the auction, I think that is definitely possible as well.
Gotcha. Awesome. Good to know.
Awesome.
And I actually didn't know Merle was. I checked a few weeks ago. I didn't see Merle on there for thing, but it's awesome that they are listed now.
We didn't know that either, but they actually listed us on Perps last April. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even know
Cool.
that.
I
We
must have
didn't even know
overlooked it.
Yeah. We need to do more marketing on Hyperliquid. Get some market makers there to do trading. But yeah, we didn't even know that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, Jeff, like always, we appreciate you joining us. It's not very, I guess, common for a founder of a blockchain to, speak to the community, and you've been willing to do that week after week to the community and our community. So we want to thank you, and maybe if you have any last words for the community on maybe anything you want to leave with.
Yeah, just like Happy New Year. It's first show for New Year, and also for Chinese audience. Happy Chinese New Year in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I really think 2025 will be very different because the liquidity is crazy. The market is like very, very, very active. So probably we will see much more things than 24, 23, 22 combined. To be honest. So yeah, I hope everybody who's in Ordinal space or watching the show make some money. So just like if you try hard last year, you definitely need to try much harder this year to make money.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Love it. All right, Jeff, we'll talk to you soon, sir.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right. Another very successful Merlin Monday. Kind of just want to give a recap of like the show a little bit. Like, so it's kind of weird right now because AI is such a huge thing, right? So it's like, how can you not talk about the biggest narrative? But my question is like, kind of like what I said to Jeff. Do you think eventually this narrative does shift? And when it does shift, do you think it's quickly, or do you think we might be in this narrative for a few months, maybe the rest of the year?
I think if it goes the way that they're saying that it's going to go to where it's here to stay, then I think that we won't even really notice it the same way, right? It just be integrated into stuff and be like, like he said, projects feel like they just have to adapt to that right now, because if they don't, then they're going to be like singled out, and no one's going to pay attention to them, right? So I actually think that's a good thing, because then it won't just be like AI this, AI that, AI this, you know what I mean? It'll just be more like that's a badass project, or they're doing something amazing over there. And then if someone be like, does it have AI? Eventually you're gonna be like, what do you mean? Of course. Like, they all do. You know what I mean? And
not having a smart contract,
does that make sense the way I said it?
100%. Yeah. So basically it'll just be a part of the infrastructure and not so much of a narrative anymore.
Yeah, like smartphones, like apps on smartphones or something, right? Like it's second nature. I just think right now, and to me, if that is the case, then right now we are kind of going off of like how we do in crypto, off of hype a bit, because everybody's saying AI this, AI that, AI this, right? So if it does do what people say, then we won't be saying AI this, AI that, and there will be another hot narrative that comes out that people are going to talk about. So I look at it like that. I think just kind of talking through that just now made me realize it even more. So it's here to stay, but I think it's going to be more of like integrated into everything. So
gotcha. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see AI integrated with an Ordinal. That'd be pretty cool. But or inscribed on chain, and that'd be pretty wild. I'm sure there's gonna be some innovation, but really appreciate everyone watching. 324 people in here on this Monday. Really appreciate every single one of you guys, man.
Yep. And we got disconnected with our Twitter. That was weird, but it did get connected back. So thank God that happened. But we appreciate you guys hanging out with us and sticking with us through that technical difficulty. And if you wouldn't mind and you got some more time checking out our partners, we would greatly appreciate that, as our partners and you guys allow us to do what we love to do every single day. So thank you for that. But Emblem Vault is going to be the interoperability main tool, in my opinion, to bring Bitcoin Layer 1 assets, more specifically Ordinals, to other blockchains like Merlin Chain. You're going to be able to use their jump feature powered by their LIP protocol, and you're going to only have to pay the gas price for the chain that you're going to. It's going to be really cheap. It's going to be awesome to be able to take, puppets over to Merlin. Jeff was talking about a killer app that can change the game. Shizzy and I know one that's coming to Merlin that only Jeff doesn't even know about.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how that does. And it has to do with ordinals and stuff like that. So look out for that. And then also they are powering AI on Bitcoin as well with Emblem AI. They have already created their Solana bot and Tensorium. They're going to be utilizing Cypher Genesis as well. By the way, we'll have Butoshi on the show tomorrow. Should be a fun one. So we can deep dive into what they're building over here in terms of AI. But yeah, you can learn more about these guys at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC, the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets on their marketplace. If you have an Xverse wallet and some Bitcoin in there, it only takes 6 blocks for you guys to deposit on their marketplace, and you can start placing bets. They're also going to be releasing a rune this year. And so you can actually, earn some points on their platform by just doing regular activities, placing small bets, signing up for an account gets you 50 points. So make sure you take advantage of that. You can learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp, the perps and leverage decks of the Bitcoin ecosystem, they will be launching on a Bitcoin layer 2 on mainnet this quarter. And their paper trading competition should be live any day. You can get a chance to win 10,000 USDT or parts of their, I think it's their BTP token as well. But just to get comfortable with their platform, I would just suggest you utilizing it. You can do paper trading on there, stuff like that. You can learn more at bitperp.io. And then Fluid Tokens, these guys are amazing UTXO devs. They started on Cardano and they are building on Bitcoin now as well. They're the first to offer retail staking vaults on Bitcoin layer 1. It's so beautiful how they do it with their time lock technology. Right now, you can stake your Fluid Pass for the FLDT Rune token, which is going to be a 1-to-1 to their Cardano token that has taken flight. So, you can learn more about these guys at fluidtokens.com and click on the Bitcoin logo there. Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you're a builder in the Bitcoin layer 1 space and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible, reach out to Merlin Chain, as they have great builder incentives with their builder grants. They have great builder support as well. And if you're a retail user, you can swap on Merlin Swap. It's a very similar experience to Uniswap, and you can swap for runes like Dog Go to the Moon with your wrap Bitcoin there. And don't forget about our integrated partners in Foxy, which is building the metaverse on a Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and the first-person shooter game called Clan Wars. And they're going to be adding NPC AIs to their worlds very soon. So stay tuned for that update on that. And then Ordinal Hive is your aggregator marketplace for Bitcoin ordinals on Bitcoin layer 1 and layer 2. You're going to be able to find the cheapest ordinals on Ordinal Hive, as well as utilize their trader tools. You're going to be able to see what's hot in the mempool right then and there. So we thank you so much for checking out our partners.
Yep, great job, man. And if you guys have a few more seconds, check out ordinalrevolution.com. Some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just trying to catch up to ordinals, we have the articles for them, guys. Check everything out at ordinalrevolution.com. If you need a VPN, we have the best VPN. No one should, especially go into these AI sites, guys. These sites are brand new. I find myself going to some weird ones, but I wouldn't do that without my VPN turned on. I don't want anyone to know my IP address, which could eventually lead to my address. Don't do it. It's stupid. You can pay $2.99 a month. Like, it's not much at all, guys. Use our link here, get that 70% off coupon, and get yourself a VPN. If it's not Nord, guys, get a different one. Just use a VPN. I want you all to be safe out there. And with Nord as well, there's some things in there with against malware and stuff like that. You guys can look into some more VPN stuff that they offer as well. If you guys are going to Bitcoin at 2025 Las Vegas, we have the tickets here. It's getting up there in price, guys. Get it as soon as possible. As the demand gets higher, the supply gets less, which means it goes for more money. Do not pay in May. Get them as soon as possible. Buy your tickets today, so you guys are getting a way better price. And if you guys need some merch, we have some of the best merch in crypto, not just ordinals. But check out our store here. That'll take you to our Shopify, and this will allow you to purchase anything you want. We got hats, hoodies, jackets, and so much more. But guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot, everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.